an owner that's come out. He spoke exclusively to TalkSport in the week regarding Chris Wilder at Sheffield United. The Sheffield United owners have come out and publicly said that they will stand by Chris Wilder even if Sheffield United go down. Obviously, they trust in the manager. They trust in the way things are working. Reece, what do you make of that?
Difficult one, because my immediate reaction is completely contrary to everything I've been saying about Chelsea, because I don't think the owner should be coming out and saying that. I think it disincentivizes Chris Wilder to actually give his team a kick up the arse, and it's basically giving him free rein to do whatever he wants, and just happily go about his business, even if they're doing dire. For me, it's a conversation that should potentially happen behind closed doors. But to come out and publicly say it, it doesn't sit well with me.
Do you know what? That's a really, really good point, actually. It's a completely different way that I was thinking about it. When I heard about the situation, I thought here, actually, that's actually really refreshing, because the fans now know that the situation. Troy, what do you make of it?
Well, I disagree with what Reece said about it, about Chris Wilder, because at the end of the day, he's a professional manager. He's not going to be happy with the fact Sheffield are where they are, regardless of whether the chairman's come out and said, "Oh, we'll keep you on regardless."
No, but the Premier League's fine.
He will want to keep them up. Regardless of whether the chairman said that or not, he's still going to have that same drive.
Yeah, but it's about percentages. It's about getting that extra 1-2%. That's all it takes in the Premier League. So, sometimes you need that kick up the arse. You need that extra motivation. Even though, yes, you're a professional, you go.
He's a manager. He will be doing that.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
If he wants to be an effective manager, he will be doing that, regardless of whether the chairman is backing him in public or not.
Until Reece said that tonight, I was completely with you, Troy. But you are right. Is it, a manager or not a manager? Is it in your human nature that if you're not winning and you're thinking, Christ, I'm doing everything that I can to try and get results out of these clubs, do you wake up in the morning and think, oh well, I've got job security, so I'll do what I can do? Or do you not think, Joe? Yeah, we'll get your opinion on it.
I think you've got to have a totally different mindset. If you're a Premier League manager, you're not going to have that mindset. Your mindset is going to be, I want to be doing the very best.
Thanks for that, Joe. Let's go to the real Joe now. Joe, what do you make of it?
Hi, I'm the real Joe. I think that it's kind of a good thing, to be honest. I wouldn't have necessarily done it as publicly, but if you stick as a team, and that's stand by the manager, which they've done, and you stick as a team, I think that's where you do get, because it's all football is all about teamwork. That's what it is. They've come out, they've said, right, we're with Wilder. This is what it's going to be, and they have got a few results recently. They've gone from 1 point to 11 out of nowhere, and I think actually it's probably going to be a bit of a boost for a team like Sheffield United, and I think that's showing.
I'll take it from a perspective where I'm sitting. Obviously, I know I'm impartial in these podcasts, but as an AFC Bournemouth fan down in the Championship, obviously Jason Tyndall's been dismissed this week. As a fan, and we are football fans, it's very easy to turn on Twitter and in social media, down the pub when we're allowed to go, Chris Wilder out, Chris Wilder out, Chris Wilder out. When I sat here and listened to the interview, I thought to myself, fair play. That fan base now knows there's no point turning on the manager because the club hasn't.
Yeah. Chris Wilder also knows that he's safe, regardless of whether he gets stone dead last in the Premier League or if he saves him by a hair. There's, it doesn't sit well with me that they've come out and publicly backed him. You don't need to hang an axe over his head. But there needs to be an incentive to do better than you are currently.
But do you not
the
think...
incentive is the chairman backing him in public. If I'm the manager, and I'm doing it, and I'm trying everything I can to get my team out of the mire, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking we're doing really bad here. My job is on the line. If my chairman and my boss then comes out in public and backs me, that's going to be what kicks me up the arse.
You get in your armchair after that. Happy days. I'm safe.
You wouldn't know.
That's not the right mindset to have. That should be kicking you right up the arse, and you're thinking, right, yes, I've got this backing, even though we are where we are. I'm going to make sure I repay my boss, I repay this company, this club, and
and I think the
very best to get them out of this.
Big thing about a manager as well is it's not about keeping your job or losing it. There is so many other things that you have to think about. Higher up the league, more money you get in at the end of the season. Whether you're bringing in players, these are all incentives for a manager to do well.
I just want to talk about Chris Wilder's personality, and this does naturally come down to, there are managers that wouldn't have had that backing from their chairman, but Chris Wilder, I mean, here's a manager that a year ago or 6 months ago came into the Premier League with the whole world thinking they ain't going to last long. They're one season. They'll be up, they'll be down. And they had a cracking season. They had an absolutely fantastic season. So doesn't that play to the favour of Chris Wilder's character, that actually the whole country's against me? The whole country thinks I'm going to go down in one season. And he proved them all wrong. So, the character of Chris Wilder clearly shows that he is a fighter. Wouldn't you say, Reese?
Yeah, I agree with that. And look, I'm not sat here saying that the chairman should have come out and said you're getting sacked if you don't buck your ideas up. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that you shouldn't be having those conversations at all. You should just let it rest as it is. Let Chris Wilder draw his own conclusions and let that motivate him. Because the whole point that Troy and Joe are saying, where okay, you've got all these other incentives. Yes, sure. But so does every other manager in the Premier League. If you have in the back of your head that actually if I don't do something different, then I might get sacked, that might be the extra 0.5% that you need to get yourself going and to change something, even if it is just something small, and get your team going again.
But apply the logic to Chelsea, right? And they come out and say, we're backing with Lampard for another at least a year and a half. We're going to back with him. And again, I guarantee that results will start to come for Chelsea.
It's an owner that's come out